Raghavji,
Yeah.
tomorrow you are free.
Yeah.
So please go through all the notes submitted by the participants.
Yeah. Everything you have forwarded to me.
Uh,
You have to
those
forward
who didn't
everything to me.
submit
Then only
will
you
need
can
to
see
take
that.
some
Only very
action.
few
That's all.
I received.
Your voice is not clear.
My voice.
No. Shivakumar ji, did you send?
Sent. Mail.
Connection. Mail. Okay, thank you. No, it's not there. Yeah, I got it, Shivakumar.
Okay.
Shivakumar sir.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I have a small query with you. Tomorrow, I have some 3-4 PowerPoint sites.
Sir. Okay.
How to do it? Will you do it? I will send it to your mail or.
Okay, no problem, sir.
Okay.
We will have a discussion the night also.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Good evening. Okay. That I will share it. You send it to me, I will share it, sir. No problem. അയച്ചില്ല ഇപ്പൊ അയക്കാം ഇല്ല മനുഷ്യൻ
Yeah, it is 7-2. uh, Today, Rajsekaran. Hello, Rajsekar. Or Rajeshwari. Hello, Rajeshwari.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, today you invite the Professor Raghavan. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening to all.
Yeah.
We have one session today. Our research person, Professor Raghavan Final. Previously, he said regarding this folklore and folkloristics and research methodology and folklore and scientific method. Everything he the previous session. I invite you to take over the session, sir. Professor Raghavan Final, sir, you take over the session. Sir?
Hello, sir. Sir Raghavanji.
Let us start. Ready? Let us start.
I think you could start now, Raghavan.
Yeah, it is 24. Total number is 24. ഇല്ലല്ല മമ്മൂട്ടി ഒന്നും നേരാമണ്ണം കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല ഇങ്ങോട്ട് കേൾക്കും.
No, I think your voice is not clear, Raghavanji.
I don't know. Today I changed the system. That may be the reason. Yeah, it's audible. My sound is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then no problem.
No, sir, what's the problem?
Yeah, let us start. Yeah, ready. Let us start. Yeah. Okay, then 1 minute.
Yeah.
I will do this business. Okay. എല്ലാം എവിടെയായത് കാണുന്നില്ലല്ലോ സാധനം ഇവിടെ വന്നാല് കൃത്യമില്ല ഈ സൈഡിൽ ഇത് വരുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ എനിക്ക് നോക്കട്ടെ. So yesterday we stopped here, I think. Is it so? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So application of various forms of energy at different point and time, that is industry. There is the smallest definition that can be given to industry. So as you are seeing in the screen, raw material enter into the industry, then application of various forms of energy at different point of time apply on that, then you get in the right side, that's a fine product. That is the thing that we are. Next one is comparative aspects of the process of research and industry. You see this table that 3 columns. One is particulars, the other one is research, and then industry, the 3rd column. In the particulars, what kind of material we are using in research, and what kind of in raw material that you are using in industry. In the case of research, data is our raw material on which we are going to apply our theory or concept or any idea on that data. And when you compare that with the industry also demand material, this data, material, that is raw material. That raw material may be anything that I think I will explain the next this one slide. And as far as arranging the data, it is categorization of data in the case of research, that is analysis. Then only you can make use of then only it is possible any interpretation or any kind of the understanding you can have on that particular data. That is why you have to arrange the data in a proper way for a further research process. In the case of industry, application of different kind of energy at different point of time and space, that is a machine. That is in industry. I am talking about the industry that is earlier industry, that is in the beginning of industrialization, and maybe 1 century back. But now everything has changed, and we have to evaluate that also later. As far as the result is concerned, then something is you are applying on that. As far as research is concerned, you have this data, and on data you are applying your theory or concept or any kind of analytical tool on that for the analysis or for interpretation. Then the result is that innovation, something new is come outside by like that. When we put this one buttermilk, then you churn that, you get this out of that you get this what you call this, what is the thing, I forgot the word actually. So that happens in the case of this one. Innovation or concepts, you can find out, you can bring from that some kind of concept, you can create yourself, or theories, your own theories, or generalization, or any kind of result you can get in the case of research. And as far as industry is concerned, it produces fine products. Fine products means the product that can go to the market directly. That is fine product. So that is packing, after that packing and other thing happens and it goes to the market. What happens to that afterwards also? Actually, this in industry and in this research, when the problem is solved and you create your own theories and other things, and it should be communicated with others. So that is a kind of dissemination of knowledge. That yesterday I was telling about this research material. Now, after the problem is solved, it is only a personal experience. That is at certain extent, it is subjective also. That subjective understanding, subjective feeling, experience, you have to communicate with others. For that, you have to take the objective measures. Then you get, for that, you have to disseminate them. What happens to that is dissemination. You have to disseminate the knowledge to others. For that, you have to take measures that is called presentation. That is dissemination of knowledge. It will be thereafter, once you invented something, once you came to a decision to this a social problem or physical problem or anything, that problem is solved, then it has to, it will make the others that it is, you have to communicate to them and make them understand that what was my problem and how I solved and what was the result, everything. Then that is called dissemination of knowledge. As far as industry is concerned, the industry, the fine product, go to the market and that product get consumers, and according to the demand, it gets a value. So it also disseminate among the society. So you see, that is why I wanted to say that it is a parallel to industry. Whatever happens in research, the same thing happens in industry. So it is a replica of the earlier. The research methodology and research process is proceeds to this industry, and both science and social science. Social science also has its own role to play. So that is the thing. And next one.
All India wide.
Conceptual industry. Then what about them? No, in early days, it is our industry is such that we put natural this material, that is raw material, and physical raw material, and out of that we created all over the world. The industry created so many products. But later, what happened? Not only this physical object, physical raw material, but conceptual industry. That means what I am intending by this conceptual industry is that everything, the raw material that you used, and at certain extent the product also virtual sometimes. So that kind of a change happened in the industry. But there, in capitalism, post-capitalism, and neo-capitalism, when we divide the whole this 2-3 centuries evolution in terms of this capitalism, that is as far as industry is concerned, we have to understand that on the basis of capitalism, because this money invested on that and energy applying on that, the role of the energy and everything is there. So human power or anything. So on the basis of the capitalism, when we look at this, what happened to all these days? In other way also, we can understand that. For the time being, I wanted to say this much only. Material from nature, that is concrete. That was in early industry. During the beginning of industrialization, all the industry, the raw material was from nature, and that is concrete one also. Any industry. in cotton industry. Cotton is this raw material, and spinning mill, it's an industry. Cotton, the raw material that cotton is coming from the field, the cotton field, and it is refined and put it in the spinning mill. Then you get threads, cotton threads. And next one, that cotton threads go to another industry, that is textile industry. Then there the raw material is this thread. That thread is the product that came from spinning mill. For that spinning mill, actually that is came from nature, that directly from nature, that is cotton. Cotton as a raw material. Before that cotton, you had to put the cotton, this one directly to that. You had to somehow you had to clean that, and that kind of work also has been employed before that. Then to the cotton industry, the textile industry, the product out of the spinning industry is the raw material for textile industry to produce textiles. So in that way, everything is physical one. Whether it is cotton, whether it's this thread, it is a physical one. Then it goes to the next step is marketing, demand, on the basis of demand, commodification. That is the thing, the commodification, the kind of commodification that happens in only through commodification you can sell it and buy, and buying of all these things, and at last consumerism takes place. What happened in post-capitalism? Both physical and conceptual material, there is a thing happen. Conceptual thing, not only this physical, this material like cotton or anything. In this one brick industry, the raw material, so many raw materials, small other raw materials. The main raw material is this what you call the clay. Clay is the raw material. It's coming from nature directly, and cleaning and adding something, and they put it into some other machine and make it suitable for the brick industry, and it goes to the industry. Then in the right side you get bricks. So in the same way, but in post-capitalism period, science and technology has so much this modified new innovations, and in those days what happened, both the physical and conceptual material also came in, that also considered as raw material. That is as far as the nature of the product is concerned, it is physical and conceptual. And marketing, most of the time, that is not additional to the real marketing, virtual marketing also came in during this period. So what I mean what the conceptual material means, that is coming from actually this you see this tourism, not only physical material in that industry. When you talk about the tourism, cultural tourism is there, or I think a better example is home tourism. That is, you can bring the people to your home, invite stay with you, and you get money out of that, and they will be satisfied. That tourism. What is the raw material that you are going put in that industry? Tourism is an industry that your natural behavioral pattern, your cooking, your living, and everything is raw material, and that is taken by it is perceived by the tourist, and they will be satisfied by that. So when we talk about this, then that is that industry, it is something conceptual. You know, most of the cultural industry, some part is material and other part is this one. Now, if somebody wanted to look at our behavioral pattern in an Indian village, outsiders or foreigners coming and they wanted to live with us, that home tourism, and the raw material that we have, put that industry is our behavioral pattern. So that is conceptual. So that happens, and neo-capitalism period, both physical and conceptual, this as nature of the product, but virtual marketing getting dominance during this period. In the case of conceptual product, only virtual marketing. Conceptual, this one only virtual marketing you have. So virtual market get dominance in this case. Let us see the next one. What happens to the product released from industry? Product to consumerism. You see this product that is released from the industry. It has no relationship with that, no relation with that industry thereafter. It is released forever. And the play that waiting for that particular this product is market is waiting for that product. Marketing plays. And there is the marketing itself is a big area of this academic this one discipline, marketing. So market, then it goes to the consumers. It reaches in the hands of the consumers, and they consume that. Then if so many consumers, consumerism taking place, then it gets good demand, and the value also go up or down according to the demand. So that happens. You see, product as such has no money value. It has no value. It is valueless. A product coming out of the industry, it is a material. As far as that point is concerned, it is useless. No value, no function, nothing. The next step is that, yes, and when it enters into the market, it gets value. It is taken by the mediating persons, those who are in between this industry and the market. That mediators take that into the market and promote that in so many ways. There comes advertisement and so many other mechanisms. They have their own mechanism to make it known to the people and make the market alive by selling and buying these things. So market, when it reaches the market, so then it gets value. Now, when a new product is coming out of an industry, then the industrialist estimate the value of that. No, it has a value, but not market value. Estimate that value on the basis of the expenditure that he had on that particular product. He assesses that and add his profit also and negotiate with these market people, and it goes to the market. That is the way, usual way a new product enters into. So there is so many mechanisms that you can directly get agreement with the market people, and you can tell that my price is price of my product is this much, and when time goes, they can give the agreement again, and they can enhance this price of that particular this one. Then there is another way also in marketing, calculating everything that and realize the market who is the representative of the market, to make him realize that this is the expenditure, each and every item, specific item they refer, and calculate that and add the profit and tell that this is the thing, that if that there is some change happens in the raw material or anywhere in this expenditure side, then we had to revise this this value of the product. That kind of two kinds of agreement is possible. Then it goes to market. Then market people, according to the demand, this price of this one may vary. That is actually marketing. Value deciding factor is demand. Demand is if the purchase, the people are more fond of that particular this product, and they have this purchasing power, then they can take that. They can buy that. So many people buying that, by betraying or other thing that happens also by advertisement. That is happening in market, and that advertisement make the people believe that it is something good and fine, and they buy it and get the demand. Then demand increase, then value also goes up. So that is the thing that happens. Demand depend upon consumers. That means the demand depend upon consumers are there. Accordingly, the value of the product is may go up or go down. So consumerism is the ultimate goal of any industry. I wanted to say this point, make it more clear, because I explained all these things because this last bullet that I put here is consumerism is the ultimate goal of any industry. By hook or crook, they wanted to get consumers. Then only they can get more and more profit. So that is the aim of any industry. Here we had to think about the industry. The whole industry is based on knowledge, not produced by the industrialist. It is produced by the academicians. And that academician, that is the problem with IPR, PR and other things. No? That is why WTO has come. When this UNO was established, then one of the main organ of that UNO is WTO, World Trade Organization, to take decision on this. So that is very, very important. And IPR also coming in this case, because a product, behind the product there is a academic activity, innovation, academic innovation. They also bargaining. They wanted to put this, they wanted to get registered, make registration and IPR, in intellectual property right. That is a left side of this industry. Then right side market is there. They are not free. So that is also a problem. Here I wanted to make emphasis on the problem of this problem, that what is the role of academician here? Knowledge production. Because without knowledge production, nothing is there. Whether industry, after that market and consumerism, everything is based on the academic innovation that the academicians are doing in the outside this area. So new ideas, new innovations in this area, industrial area of industry, then market, then consumerism, and like that, everything. Day by day, so many theories are innovated, and it affects these industry, market, and consumers. So I wanted to say, pinpoint this one. This is the role of the knowledge. Knowledge plays the pivotal place that decides everything. So then the problem is that the knowledge system, where our discipline also not so much, but we are also creating knowledge. Then what is where do we locate this folklore? And what is the role of folklore in this movement, development movement? Because this consumerism is the base of the rate of this consumption, is the basic measurement of this development. So naturally, knowledge has its own role in that respect. This is the thing that I wanted to say here. You see, product released from the industry create a consumer society through market. What happens to the society then? This is the main thing that folklore is concerned, because we are doing research, we are talking about the folk. Folk means the people, any group. As far as this industry and market and this product is concerned, these people are merely consumers to them. That affects the society, affects the life of the people, and behavioral pattern of the people, culture of the people, everything get changed accordingly. So actually we are the main, we folklorists are the people who have more concern on these things, because we are supposed to, we are not doing that, that is another thing. We are supposed to know the pulse of the people. So what happens to the society? If there is a folk dance, it is that folk dance is among the inside so many performances, traditional performance as well as modern performance, even TV and so many other things. There's virtual performance also. And in that one, your performance, a particular dance, what happens to that? Who has to answer the question? There is problems. There are so many problems, that facing by our traditional artists. And not only artists, the people also, those who are appreciating that one. Then not only that it's appreciation and performing, it is livelihood of that. In the most of the case in traditional society, it is the livelihood of that particular family or particular group, caste or group. Then who are the people? It is whose main concern is which discipline? We have to say that it is the main concern, that the main researchers, main discipline that take the concern of these things are folklorists, but we are not aware of that. That is why nobody considering folklore as a discipline, because you never talk about these things, whatever happens in the society, What happens to our folklore? What happens to the folk artist? What happens to our life system? And why it happens? In what direction it goes? So what is the remedy for that? Remedy means the sustenance of the society. Not we can't go back. Still, as a human being, as a group of people, as a society, we have to survive. That traditional society or folk society has to survive. In what direction it has to go? We are the people to give answer, give direction for that. But what we have been doing all these years, not years, centuries, as far as folklorists are concerned. What kind of theory that we developed so far, whether it is suited to answer these such questions, that is our problem. That is why this discipline is in this situation. We are still talking about this greatness of our tradition. You never think about what happens to that. That is the problem with this one. So this product goes to the market, then it becomes commodity, and it enters into the life of the people, consumer. Then that society, particular society, if a particular product go to the market and in the market it becomes commodity and it moves move inside of the village or the city, there the people consume that. It's a substitution. Any new product, industrial product or outside product also, anything, that product, it substitutes, because our life is no, anyway, human life is like that, no? We have only limited means limited area of the consumption. Our consumption, main consumption, consuming thing is food. Then food, a new food item coming from the market to the village life or any group of people, it affects the society in different manner, it has so many other implications also, not only eating. Where do we get that? From where it comes, through which people it comes, who serves that, when you eat, what happens to your this appetite, and what happens to the health of your people, and so many things are there, that so many problems and so many things happens, no, if a new food item is introduced to a society. So it is an industrial product. Till that day, that particular society, particular community, their appetite is satisfied with some other food. If a new item comes, it substitutes some part of your food system, then it affects other part also. So a simple food item has so many functions it does, and it affects the society. So we can't deny that it happens, because it's the whole world is moving like that. But as a folklorist, what is our responsibility is that what happens, a new item substituted by a new item, a traditional item is substituted by a new item of food or anything in a traditional society. The change, whatever happens in that society, in what all levels, what all intensity, who inquire into these facts, who are responsible to inquire into these facts? I say it is the responsibility of the folklorist. But what we are doing, we are lamenting about consumerization, consumerism, and this that our tradition has happened like this, like that. No, what to do like that, and we are still collecting and hearing this folk song and hearing this, seeing this our folk dance and so many things, and lamenting and collecting and keeping, and so many things happens in this area of folklore. But the real fact, as a science or as a social science or even humanities, our responsibility is not that. In a consumerizing society that aims at globalization, that is the main thing. So released from industry, then product gets life, then consumerism is the last part. So the role of social science in product consumerism, not only folklore, to satisfy the changing need of trade and commerce, new branches have been created. You see so many branches. When I was in my college study, when I had been in this college study, especially I can give this example that when I have been admitted to this pre-degree, long before it was pre-degree in Kerala, and I took this. There are four these subjects, 4 groups, which is called group. First group, that is the prestigious group on those days, that is mathematics, physics, chemistry, because that gives more this opportunity in job. And those subjects are considered as respectable subjects. It is very difficult to get this admission in first group. Then there is second group, that is biology, physics, and chemistry. On those days, this medicine is not so important as today. So that came in the second position only. Then third one is this history, economics, and history, economics are the only third group. Third group is history, economics, and this commerce. That group. Yeah, no, there are 2 groups: economics, history, and something, and commerce and something. 4 groups are there. You see that 4th group was that commerce belongs to the 4th group. Nobody wants to study that one. Only those who are not getting enter into this other 3 groups, they go for this commerce on those days, because commerce is didn't have much to do in this life of the people. So that subject, only one subject, commerce. When I was studying MA in the university, it was the first time they started a new course in commerce. That is diploma in business administration, DBE. The first time, that was in Calicut University, the first time they started a diploma in business administration. That means that the commerce, the one subject is divided into 2 because of the pressure, because of the academic, not only academic pressure, of the pressure of the market, because the market demands, or not for selling, the marketplace, they want this, analyze so many things, and business is different from commerce. Commerce is business is the part of the commerce, but it has its own existence. So many, because trade, commerce, business, that in these 3 things came in the early times, and business business is something like that finance and marketing and advertising and all these come under business. That includes services also. Not only material thing, trade or commerce is not only these products, but service also becomes part of this service. Whatever service we have, that is why we have this tax for this service also now. We have tax, we have to give tax for any service, not only buying product. If you accept some service from somebody and you have to pay for that, then you have to give tax for that also. So it is the area of this the commerce is expanding, and accordingly so many new subjects arise inside commerce. Now new multidisciplinary branches are as marketing engineering. Actually, engineering is a technological course. Then now we have MSc in marketing engineering. There is a like that. So many, it is expanding like anything. Let us see the role of knowledge in industry, the last part. You see the diagram, the illustration. Problem, what is industry? Problem to project, then raw material to fine product, then product to consumerism. This is I divided the whole industry. I put it into 3 sections, that is problem to project. If there is how an industry begins, when you look into the history of any industry, it starts with the same way the research starts. Theoretically, not our PhD research, that is something else. I don't want to talk about that. I have my own reservation on that. I'm talking about this other researches. The research starts with the problem, some problem. In the same way, the market or the people feel some kind of problem. It is identified the particular person from the industrial area, and they wanted to make it a question or project. They invite people and say that we have this such problem, and you create, or you are supposed to bring with a project how to solve this problem. That is why project is very, very important in the new era. Then project is nothing but academic work. Collection of data, hypothesis there, collection of data, and analysis and interpretation, and give to the industrialist. And on the basis of that, they start this. They decide to start an industry. Then this physical part also is there, that they for this problem now they have very clear about this problem and this how to resolve that problem. They know very well. Then they go to the technological people and say, they used to say that this is my problem. I have to get solve this problem by giving some industry machines to create machine. Now produce erect a machine for this or industry for this, and they also give project, and they bring with a report, and accordingly they create and they erect the industry. This is what happens in our society all over the world. So it has 3 parts. That is problem to project. That is the beginning of any industry, both science and social science, because the real problem start with the social from the society, because that problem is a social one. Social scientists are responsible to give an answer. So any industry starts with the social science help. So next one is raw material to product. What happens in the industry? That is, raw material is there. Then I already explained later. I don't want to waste time. Raw material to find products. So the third segment is product consumerism. Immediately after this product is released from the industry, it is the responsibility of the marketing people to receive that product, and the rest of the thing is, it is in their hands. It is their responsibility. It is their duty to take that product and get market, put in the market and get consumers and so many things. It is its own way. How to make get consumers, that is a big question, and there is now academic courses for that also, how to advertise, how to attract the people. That also happens in, it's just so many academic subject innovated in this way. So science and technology. So all these are based, you see, problem to project and product to consumerism. These are the responsibility of the social science and humanities. You see, the right, this first one and the second one, I put together and I made an arrow mark for social science and humanities. But the raw material to find product, that is the physical industry. That is the role. The role of that one is the responsibility to that with science and technology. They are the people to materialize the industry. So without science and technology and without the social science and humanities, nothing happens in this world. This is my argument. Is it so? We are also doing some academic work as folklorists. What is our role? We never thought. We have been doing something else. We are not serious. Something is there because Regina Appendix came with folklorism and other things for this purpose. And we know this later in 1990, this public folklore also came with these such things. That I am not ignorant about that, but it is very meager as far as folklore, the history of the folkloristics is concerned. So this is the thing that happens. Conclusion. So whatever I discussed in the topic, on the topic parallelism between industry and this knowledge production, process of industry, production of knowledge and industry, is that I read that we can finish here. Process of production of knowledge is parallel to process of industry, that already I explained how in an elaborate way. Both begins with the problem and come to an end with resolving the problem in research as well as in industry. The first one proceeds to the second one. Without that, production of knowledge is as first step, and the second step will be this industry, production of these products. The first one is in conceptual level. Knowledge is in conceptual level. That is, whatever we have in this universe, material or conceptual or material, from out of that, we create knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but conceptual. It has no, it is abstract. It is ideas, innovations, rules and regulations, principles. So it is conceptual, it's purely conceptual and abstract as far as knowledge is concerned. Whereas this industry is the other way. So concrete and reality. the ultimate goal is product and marketing, and we have to consume that also physical one. And there are also conceptual things are them. They are also doing everything on the basis of the knowledge created by the market people, marketing area people, as well as the consumerism area academicians, and that is there. I am not denying that, but the base of all these things are this product, that is material. As far as it is concerned, then I am not denying that conceptual product also is there. I explained as tourism and in tourism and other things. There it is conceptual. Both knowledge and this one is conceptual or virtual or something. So identifying and resolving problem conceptually through production of knowledge. That is happening in knowledge production. Conceptual problem also as a concept, that's also abstract, and the result knowledge also is abstract. Industry is the continuation of that, replica of this one. The same process happens, and the ultimate, what happens in industrial thing is that it is a material one, not like knowledge production and knowledge. Resolving the problem materially by the process of development, mainly through industry. So industry means it is related to this concept of this development, and materialize that development concept through industry. That is the thing that I wanted to say in this juncture. So it is finished. That topic is finished. The next topic is waiting for us. So I think we can have some break for arguing or maybe questions or clarifications or anything. Okay, what is the time now? Oh, I say it. Then anybody, I am going to have this next one.
Sir,
Yeah.
Good evening, Kanna Subramaniam, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I will come directly.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you for the nice comparison with the industry and research, sir. Regarding this, you compared data with the raw material in the industry. As for our folklore concern, how we have to look at this, sir? Because lore is with the people. When the researcher touches it, then only the lore becomes the data. So
Yeah. Once again, you tell them.
yes,
fact.
sir. Yes.
Yeah.
In our folklore concern,
Yeah.
The lore is with the folks. When the researcher touches it, then only it becomes as a data.
Yeah.
Up to folks, it is as a lore.
Yeah.
So in industry also, like that, raw material is there, and the relation between the raw material and the product makers, as we know, all these things, sir. Like that,
yeah.
How we have to look into this data and researcher relationship?
Yeah.
Because lore is not the data. The data is only in the purview of researcher.
Yeah.
So when we are comparing this data in raw material, in folkloristics, we need more clarification.
Yeah. Then until and unless a raw material taken from the nature, any raw material, it is part of nature. In the same way, when it reaches to the industrial purpose, then only if you see, I may give the same example that brick industry. Brick industry needs raw material. The raw material that is this clay. The clay is as part of the nature until it is taken by an industrialist. When it becomes we can nomenclature it with the raw material only after it has taken from that particular part of the nature and takes that to the industry, then it becomes raw material. In the same way, whatever folklore we have, it is part of the life of the people, and as and when it is taken by some means by the folklorist or any social scientist, it becomes data. So there is no, I think, no problem in this idea, I think.
Yes, sir, but the relationship between the raw material and the product maker, likewise,
Yeah.
the relationship between the data and the researcher, how we can use, sir.
Yeah, that is why I was trying to explain this one with the problem. No, an industrialist has its own problem, his own problem. That is given to a particular academician, and he find out as a project. He become, that problem becomes a project, and that project is solve that problem and gives to the industrialist. And in that project, he defines what is the material, raw material to be employed in this industry, particular industry. And the cost and everything he used to give them in the market and everything. His concern is that, and he has to give in. In that case, the raw material that is available in this one is actually this part of the data. When I explained that even it is industry, the first segment is academic segment. That is, there is a social problem or a physical problem, and that problem is reported, and on that, the particular interested industrialist wanted to get an answer for that. He has his own intention, that is, I am not denying that. And he gives, the academician gives, considering all the matters, the academician gives an answer for that. That is a project of the industry. Until that day, it is only a conceptual one. When it reaches, it was when, as I gave the example of brick. Yes, and when the industry starts, brick industry starts, and it is the clay is taken from some particular physical nature, part of the nature, and taken to the industry, then the moment it becomes raw material. The same way. And the very important thing is that this is the first part, and this is the replica. The industry is the replica of the second segment. They are parallel. No difference between these two. That is my argument.
Yes, sir. Yes, I understood, sir. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah.
And another my doubt is, sir, yes, the bricks are made by, and also the bricks are made by the workers.
Yeah.
It is having its own value, but the sellers are there, the owners of the factory is there. Likewise, whom we can tell in our research, sir? Is it possible to compare that segment?
Yeah, but we can't, we can't make parallel to all the things, no. Then also we can have explain that also, you see, as far as laborers are there. What is the laborers and What is laborer? No, laborer is the main. What is the definition of laborer? One who supply human energy, human power, that is energy, physical energy. It is called physical energy. One who supplies human power to industry. He is the labor. So he is not a human being as far as industry is concerned. He is the supplier of in him, physical energy is full of physical energy. That energy is supplied to the industry. Then industry works. Later it was minimized this human power and it was substituted by different kinds of energy that happened in industry. So in the same way, we have this so many ideas, concepts, and other things. We are applying on that. That is applying on the material, raw material. That is our raw material. What is the data? In the similar way, what happens to the laborers in the place of laborers in this knowledge industry? It is called knowledge industry. That is why it is not a term created by me. It is already approved by so many authors, and it is approved by the academic world that there is a knowledge industry. So knowledge is a product, and it is to be marketed. That is why a college or university is not an institution. Now it can be considered as merely as an academic institution, but a knowledge industry, where this knowledge is created sometimes, produced, and kept in custody, and distribute that as and when it is needed, and marketing that by giving fees and by getting fees according to the market price, making this everything, it is similar to industry. That is why knowledge industry is concerned. So in industry, this thing happens that knowledge is the product, and it has to disseminate. Not disseminate. Dissemination means earlier days it was disseminated among the people. Now it is sold out to the students. They are getting out of money for admission and for other things. Everything you have to give money. So you are buying that. So it is industry, knowledge industry. So knowledge itself is an industry. Now, yeah, we are going to explain that a little more in the next
Thank you, sir.
this one.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we are clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think Professor Raghavan has given us so much of food for thinking and also for discussing, debating, and for so many things. As we all know, the folklore research or folklore collection started with appreciation, and later on, folklore was taken as a tool to identify our origin. This all the theories we know about the origin theories. And still in India, most of us are following these theories only. Okay, that's one thing. Then later on the basis of the Professor Raghavan's lecture for all these 5 days, what we can see, when data was appreciation on one side, and data is meant for only to reconstruct our origins. So it was the beginning. Then later on, of course, scholars have applied the what called different theories or approaches to the folklore data. So in this correction, it's not the data that matters, but a community that matters. So importance was given to the what you call community. If that is the case, I think here the social scientists have come into the picture, and they have given importance to the knowledge systems, maybe traditional knowledge, or they have given different technical terms there. So now the folklore data, the purpose of folklore data has changed to find out the knowledge system. So here the social scientist is trying to take care of that knowledge system for the help of the industry. And well, there is industry, their duty is to produce the products. Well, there is a product, it is meant for the consumerism. So at the last, now this product needs to be used in the development of the society. So in such a process, where is folklore and what is the role of folklorist? So these are the things which we need to think about. So that is the very purpose of this lecture. That's why, though you have ample scope to raise your questions, and Professor Raghavan Pailad is competent. You can ask any number of questions only to clarify your own doubts. Because we need to give time to all the folklorists. Because tomorrow onwards, I think we may deviate from this kind of a background. This only to say that the politics of the social sciences on folklore study or folklore data. So if that is the case, well, we are moving to another part of the folklore. Definitely we should have a clear-cut idea about whatever maybe whether it is a data as a data or methodology to approach the data. So you need a clarification, you in the sense to all of us. So my request is all the participants to involve in this discussion. Now we have another 45 minutes of time. So now I request the participants and Professor Sudhakar Reddy and Professor Chellaperumal will react in the, I think, in the last leg of today's lecture. Before that, please, the participants, please come in.
Namaste, sir. Padmini here. Sir, my question is, when this, I'm talking about the folk music as a part here in connection with the lecture that we happened to listen now. This folk music or folk songs are used for political campaigning purpose. So here also it becomes like a product kind they're using for some particular, it's a kind of exploitation, as industrialization, other things is nothing but a kind of exploitation itself. Maybe I'm not audible.
Yeah, is it finished?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in folk music and other thing, exploitation, whether is it possible, it's a nice term that we can use nowadays. No, it's at present that is a problem because in this lecture I was posing only this one part of this one, but this industrialization and this globalization or consumerism, it affects the society in that way. New products are coming intrude into the society, and it affects the substitute and affects other traits in that particular society. One hand, it is one part. The other thing is that folklore as data or folk music or this one, there are possibilities that this may go to the industry, that is cultural industry, or we can call hereafter as folklore industry. And in that industry, this traditional folk music will be the raw material for that. Again, before that, knowledge production is a must. What is folk music and what is that traditional music, and then all these its features and everything will be covered by these academicians. And after that, there is all possibilities to take this particular folklore item, maybe for folk music, to the folklore industry, and where this folk music is the raw material, and your ideas about there's so many ideas now, theories and other things to according to the problem that the particular industry, that music industry, folk music industry or something, they have their own problem and they have to sell it. If it is an industry, then it will you put that the particular folk music, that industry, it will come outside as a new product, not the same as in the traditional this one, and that to be marketed. Then this happens in our society without our knowledge. As folklorists are not vigilant about this, they are not able to have a positive way of approach to put this, create new product out of this and come out with a fine music, fine traditional folk music, and it will be marketed or any purpose it can be used. But we never thought about that. Those who are interested in that area without anything, they are taking and they are doing so many things, and sometimes they are marketing it and getting this one. As far as my knowledge goes, there is no such attempts from the part of the folklorist. Why? Because we can discuss in the other part also. We are more worried about or more fascinated by attracted by our own tradition, and we are praising, admiring our own folklore instead of what happens to that folklore and in what way we can make this continuous text creation. Through continuous text creation through folklore industry, we can have new text out of the one text, that traditional text, and it can, when it comes out, it can be called as product, and it is very well accepted by the society, by the particular folk and outside folk also. In that line we have to think about, otherwise no use, because in this situation, a globalizing situation, we have to identify ourselves what folklorists are, and to understand what a folk is and what a folklore is, and accordingly we have to make plan to deal with the folklore as well as folk. That is my idea about this. You are satisfied, madam?
Yeah, thank you, sir. In fact, with due respect to all the academicians over here and all the folklorists here, because when I questioned the same thing, that the originality of the tradition is lost and the origin texts are lost and been replaced, with the due respect, it was an answer by a folklorist that there's nothing wrong. So I was a bit taken aback. I was really not very happy of such answers from that reason I question. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. But why we are worrying about these things? Our tradition reached here at this point of time and place. with certain text, with a particular text. It has a long history of that particular society, particular community, particular folk, traveled all the way, migrated or without migration, time and space, they are moving or passing this their own tradition, and it reached with new text that available 1,000 years back is about losing. When we get change, the society gets change, their attitude gets change. Accordingly, new text should be created out of the earlier text. Otherwise, it won't stand. It can't withstand. That is the main idea about this thing. We have to create it. No, that is why it's fond about the idea of Levi-Strauss. Levi-Strauss was telling that a myth, its origin is somewhere 1,000 years back, and the people created so many texts for particular myth, and the impression of the imprint of these how they traveled all these years through various places, a migration of so many migrating way, they got the imprint one after another that is expressed in the different text. So in this context, we are a particular context in the evolution of the human culture. So we had to think about these things. No, telling great, that won't stand. So that is my idea. You can differ. That is another thing. That is why I am talking about uplifting. Okay. Anybody?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, someone. Why you are keeping pin drop of silence?
Yeah, don't waste time, because I have one more topic I have to deal with today. It won't finish today, but still we have to start with, and we can find out some time for that, spend on that title. It is more serious than this topic, the last topic in this segment. Then we have to go to the real folklore.
Or you can put your questions through chat also, no problem.
It is some problem with your sound, I think. It is breaking.
Okay, yeah, we'll do one thing. If nobody is there, we will ask Professor Sudhakar Reddy and Professor Challaperimal to take the lead role in debating now.
Sir, let Raghavan sir continue, because he has one more lecture now. So he has not completed that segment. He has to complete the segment, then only discussion can come. So he has to,
one more segment, one more topic we have to deal with.
So you continue.
Yeah, that will be okay. That then we can go to up to 9, maybe 8:50. I will go with that, and I find out some time in the beginning of the first this one for continuing that one, because it is something serious, and it will take time. That is the problem. Again, I am coming to this production of knowledge in relation to developmental concept. So let us see what we have to this one. Yeah. Science, technology, and development. I already discussed this matter earlier, but you may not, sometimes you may not remember this one. With this introductory part, I enter into this particular segment. Science, technology, and the development. What is the ongoing concept of development that we have been discussing all the time? This is the last segment that in some way I am summarizing the other one also and putting new idea also in the last part. That is I am going to do in this segment. The ongoing concept of development we have already discussed, not in detail, but anyway, you have an idea that what is development. The development that we have, everything is based on the purchasing power of the, to improve the purchasing power of the people. That is called, in one way we can call it development. What is development? Make a situation, infrastructure or anything to have the people the purchase power of power for purchasing the new products. Industry was telling something else, some other definitions also. Now I am coming to this definition, that is purchasing power. GDP. Government used to say that GDP, especially GDP, not only GDP, so many other things also. So the prime parameter for the development is the rate of consumption of industrial products. In another way, if you want to consume something, you have to buy from the market. For buying the particular product and a commodity, you have to have your money in your hand. Where do you get that money? You have to get labor in different kinds of labor. Where do you get labor? The main labor, the traditional labor, the coolies.
Sir, 1 minute. You have to change your slides. You are just kept first slide.
Yeah.
So if you are talking from the second slide, please project it.
Yeah, which one?
I don't know. You have kept the first one only, the title.
Title, it is something.
Are you still with the title?
Yeah. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, now it is okay.
Yeah.
1 minute. Yeah, so this is the problem. Yeah, now it is seen. Yeah, it is. It is. This slide, it is little bigger. That is why that title goes inside of that this one, that bar. Now, can you read that? Science, technology, industry, and development. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We can't read. Okay, fine. Go ahead. First slide only, na? Yeah. Go ahead.
Give it like this. Now it is visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is visible. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sudharandy. The ongoing concept of development, then the prime parameter for the development is the rate of consumption of industrial products. For the consumption, we need money. Then as far as one product is concerned or products are concerned, if the particular society or community is not able to purchase because they don't have money in their hands, then naturally there won't be any demand for that project, the product. That is the problem. So somehow or other, we need to improve the purchasing power of the common people, the people, not common people, all people. So how to raise the purchasing power for that employment is needed. For that employment, traditional employment that we have, that won't be enough for this let's increase the purchasing power. So, and this demography also make it more this opportunity demands. So naturally, we had to get to industrial area, industry. Industry provides so much of labor, employment in industry. Poor academicians also get out of them, get this employment by this because they give a project only to the academicians. And industry laborers are there. In marketing, so many labor, advertisement, so many labors. And in that way, the development is considered as this kind of movement in different levels. The ultimate goal of all scientific innovations is directly or indirectly aimed at the production of universal commodities. As far as science is concerned, as I explained earlier, science innovates something, the basic principles of this universe, and out of that, they can produce knowledge out of that. That knowledge has the power to apply on the area, on the nature, from where they got that new ideas, new science, new principles. That is called technology. How to apply on that one. Then industry, applying technology, then you get industry. And industry affects both nature and culture, not only that, the people also. The whole change that happens all over the world, in each community, is because of this. Then, the ultimate goal of social science, humanities, is directly or indirectly tame the people, but human mind in support for the consumption, including social systems and behavioral pattern. So what is the role of knowledge? So what is the role of academicians who creates this knowledge? It is, as mentioned in this bullet, that is tame the human mind, tame the people, human mind. For what? For the support, for the consumption of universal products, including social systems and behavioral patterns. So whatever happens in science in one hand, social science in the other hand, left side the science and right side the social science. Yes, I said earlier, science propose and or technology propose through industry something, and the social scientists are the people to substantiate that. Yeah, it is right. You can accept that. And that is in another word I put in these words the same idea. The social scientists are the people to tame the people to consume, make the mind, they tame the human mind to consume the new products that is daily appearing and in the market. How to conceive, how to what you say, all advertisement that gets in the that appears in the this one media, you see, it is to deceive some. In the most of the case, I am not talking about all the things, to deceive these people by telling so many things. How they are behind that even behind the channel, what advertisement comes, it is created not by the industrialist. It is created by academician.
Yes.
We have a separate section of academicians. That trained academicians are there to how to create advertisement, how to attract the people, how to attract, just like how to attract this fly. If you put something sheet somewhere, it will come. In the same way, there are academicians trained for that purpose, particular purpose. It is reaches a diploma and other courses in the universities that for advertisement also, in new channels also. So that is also there. At last, what is the result of all these things? That is it is the crux of globalization. And the question you may ask, globalization is wrong or right? I don't have any answer for that. We have to tell something what we are experiencing. So we are in a state of globalization, almost, I think, attaining its last step, I think. So this is the thing that happens. Then science and social science are in complementary. In the last segment, I was telling that it is industry and this one is complementary, not only complementary, parallel as well as replica of both are replica of this knowledge production, the same thing replica that happens in industry also. Here, in this slide, it is explained that science and social science are in complementary. Science, that what happens, it's already I explained that, so I don't want to be in detail. Science moves towards technology, then technology moves towards its application, that is industry. Then it moves towards industry leads to this consuming of products. Then products and consumerism leads to globalization through liberalization. This is the thing that happening nowadays. Science is the beginning, and technology, it leads to technology. That is the thing, though. A science for its own sake, it won't stand. A science has no applicable part. Nobody is going to give attention to that particular science. It has to do something. That is why folklore, nobody wants folklore. There is a problem with folklore also. No application. They tried for that. That is why public folklore, that idea came out, and this, I don't know whether it is right or not, this Dadman Amos and Roger Abraham, they were asked to continue whether you want to continue the department or you have to do work on this public folklore. You have to change this one department, profitable department through making folklore to public folklore. Your academic endeavor, academic activities should be aimed at the promoting public folklore, and then they refused. And Roger Abraham went to these Jewish studies and other things. I think Dan Ben Amos did something, so retired. So that happens. So without application, without that ends with the product and market and consumerism, the science that leads to at last it reaches to the consumerism, nobody is going to give concern to that particular science. Then you can think now about, I am talking about science only. Now, what about the social science? Then science propose, social science substantiate. I already told the matter. Whatever science tell, social science substantiate. Yeah, it is right. And pave the way to the particular science leads to consumerism. All the way they safeguard this process. The process that starts with the science and ends with the consumerism. It was guarded by, promoted by, safeguarded by these social scientists. Actually, that's the responsibility. Now, there's so many ideas, so many theories, and so many other things, exceptions are there. I am not denying that. So many others, the whole of life. You take Levi-Strauss, what he has been doing in it, throughout his life, it is against this, against this science. Whatever the modern science was doing is wrong. He publicly told like that. And whatever you are doing to the tribal society is injustice, he told like that. That is why he wanted to tell to the world that this is the way that they have come, and their way of thinking, their this way of thinking. It is something like they are equal to us. So that is the way. No, so exemptions are there. That is why Levi-Strauss was not considered by the academicians in the 20th century. Now also he is not considered because he was for the text. He was arguing that each text has a life of its own. Each text, behind each text, a community is there. Their life is there. The whole life devoted for that particular keep that create that text and continuing that text, realizing that text, they keep that text with them. Then how can you deny that? The academicians are doing wrong to the community. As social science, he want to the society, but nobody heard about that. That's the problem. So, no, it is accepted truth that science is leads to new products and consumption of that. And somehow or other, 99% of the social science studies in social science directly or indirectly substantiate this one. So I think some of the slides we are going to talk in this segment about that relationship between this knowledge production and the politics. There is a slide. So what kind of knowledge was found out, created by the academician? What happened in the during the nation state period? What happened to the this this one postmodern period. All these things, I think we can find out that also a little bit later. So I think studying on this we can stop this by telling this one function of social science. Social science produces knowledge, theories, social, political, economic system work accordingly. That is the thing. Who has the power to regulate the society, their social system? Not the science directly, not the product or industry directly, but science. They found out theories, and that theory is disseminated inside and among the society, and it creates ideology how to perceive the reality. So in most of the cases, social scientists, because they are inside the power politics, and they wanted to, that somehow or other, without, sometimes unconsciously, they create theories, purposefully also, create theories that is in support of the ongoing political power, social power, and economic power, and this new era that is now this globalization. So it's, what is the responsibility of the social science? This is the question tag I put before you. So I think we can stop here. One more, this I think 12 more slides are in this segment. So it will take time. I think maybe day after tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, I don't know. Day after tomorrow, the first part I can take this and continue to folklore. I think in that way we can complete this segment. Without completing this segment, we can't assess folklore. What happened to folklore, or these 3 centuries, what all theories, how it is related to the other disciplines and other political system, why folklore behaved in this such manner. We have to deal with all these things in the next the second part. After this is going to talk to you about these things and maybe some new ideas, coming with new ideas, and after that we had to go to the folklore as such, what folklore is, what folklore was, and that is the thing that we can. Okay, thank you. Now you can have some questions or something.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Hello, sir. It's me, Nigel. I have one question.
Please, who is speaking?
I'm Nigel, sir.
Nijil. Okay, Nijil, ask.
You make your point. Science proposed and social science. Social science is substantiate. It's always doing.
Not hearing. What happened to your connection? Eh?
Oh, a little bit problems. Social science is proposing and social science is substantiating. You propose, make your point. Is that always doing? Hello, sir.
Yeah. What is your question or problem?
Problem. You make a point. Science is proposing, always proposing, and social science is substantiate. And is this always happening? One question.
Yeah, it's a common practice. Whether it is a common practice. Yeah, that is the
During
only
this
question.
corona period,
Yeah.
during this corona period, science proposed the vaccine. Normally, vaccines are coming long after the testing of years of experience.
Okay.
But the corona time, vaccines are coming short.
Yeah, your net has some problem, I think. It is breaking and it is not very clear. You have some net problem?
Oh, okay, sir.
Not clear.
And
That
then-
is the problem.
I
That
come
I
in.
am feeling. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. The first question I understood that whether it is the common thing. Yeah, academic. All the time it happens. No, the propose and substantiate it is a common practice or it is can be generalized. In most of the case that happens. Not only each and every scientific this one. I am talking about the science as a this one. It's a discipline. Science, technology, and as a disciplines, so many disciplines are there. Science as an area of production of knowledge that have the duty or the responsibility of them is that the at last it reaches the technology. There ends the matter. So that second part is industry, and product comes. No, it is. That is why I was trying to explain that it has three. One slide I showed is that three segments are there, two parts. So begins with social science and ends with social science. In between, science plays its role. Have you remember that slide? In that way, in the beginning, any industry before that starting an industry or these things, it begins with social science because project is given to social scientists because problem is in the society. Then they have to answer the question. And after that, industry, that is science, purely science. Industry is based on science and technology, and it moves the products and other things. The last part is in relation to the society, community. So that is also deals with the social science. So the role of social scientists is so much when it is compared to science, because they are responsible for this initial questions answer and the later part, the last part also. It is their responsibility. So they have more to do. Yeah. Okay.
Sir,
Not
I
each and
have
every
a-
science and technology and industry I am not talking. It's a generalized fact. Your example was vaccine. It is, it is debate. We can't give an answer directly for that because it is, it gives maybe an exemption also. That also to make the people believe that it is vaccinated by all the people. Then social scientists also taking care of that idea. They give propaganda by giving this social system, social rules. Okay. Then anybody else?
Sir, sir, I am Bhagivati. Sir, I have one doubt. Sir, in science research or any invention, they are taking patent for every product, every research. But in our humanity research, in our folklore research or anything, or folklore arts, anything, we did not make any patent. That's why all over they are taking folk music, folk embroidery, folk everything they are taking in all the part of industry. Sir, any way to take folklore
It's
patent?
it's a relevant and serious problem that you are facing. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
I think we will get a patient to, I think the next segment, that the second part, I think we will deal with this problem in detail. But still, as you ask this question, I can discuss the matter for one or 2 minutes. You know, we have 3 kinds of right we can register. One is PR, that is called patent right. Then we have IPR, intellectual property right. Then third one is CR, that is copyright. So we had to understand, as folklorists, we had to understand, clearly understand what is the difference between these 3. Then only where we can work on this area, this one, how it relates, what kind of, a folklore, when we go for a registration, what kind of registration is expected, we have to decide. So I don't want to go to in detail in that, because it comes, and on the way it comes, I think this international interference of folklore one session is there, in that we are going to discuss in detail that area also. So I don't want to waste time on that. You have to wait for a while. It's so.
Okay.
There is a difference between folklore has its own giving some. We have a discussion on practice and knowledge. There is one problem that we have to discuss in detail in that particular session. Now, do you remember that we have a small discussion on practice and knowledge?
Yes, sir. Yes,
that is
sir.
related to the right, registration of the right. Yeah. So I think we can go in detail, enter into detail discussion on that later. Okay.
Sir, I have a small question. Sir, I have a small question. Sir, this is related to Padmini's intervening in the middle. Hello.
What, Venkatesh?
Sir, the point is, sir, actually,
some problem with your net.
Sir, our folklorists, we are having a limitation in taking the facts, then documenting it and analyzing it. Whether can we move to the level of activists? Because this public folklore or even the commodity making items and other things, that actually comes under active participation in marketing and other things.
Yeah.
Similarly, we actually, being social scientists, are considering folklore under social science. We can try to create epistemology or discipline or knowledge creation only. Can we go for applied things?
Yeah, I think that thing, I think we not discussion, but I think that came for discussion. This whether this registration of these things, because unless we unless our work substantiate that our subject is social science or humanities, then only we can think about these such things. If it is a humanities subject, you can have CR only, because it is folklore expression. If it is only practice that you are studying, then you can go only for patent right. When if you are study, you study on the practice and this expression of the folk and find out rules behind that, then it is it gets a status of social science, basic principles. Then only that is a knowledge. That kind of knowledge can be registered as IPR. That is the problem with this folklore that we will discuss. I think, as I told earlier, that there is a session on international interference of folklore, on folklore, that in that time, that session we can discuss in detail. Yeah, Venkatesh.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Only thing is, activists restrictions are there for us, is it not?
No, there is a difference between activists and academician. We are not bothered much about activists because it is the outcome of the academician's activity. Outcome means it is a continuation of the academic activity. So we are not same. Even though we are academicians, we are entering into activism also. Then we can do that. But as far as we treat it as a systematic way, when we learn something, when we create knowledge out of that, or we are work on that, then it is academic responsibility, duty you are doing. When you wanted to help the society and wanted to make them understand that this is like this and that, and for the betterment of that particular community, it is activism. It is the next part. Both parts can be played by folklorists. No doubt about that. But there is, if you do both, in one part you are academician and don't interpolate this, mix this together. Both are different. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So any more questions, or we can, otherwise we can stop by, this is 9 already.
No, I think if nobody is there,
Yeah.
we will conclude this session. It's already 9:05. Okay?
Okay.
I request Rajashree to propose vote of thanks. I think
Why?
yesterday we have missed it.
Yes, sir. Namaste, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Professor Raghavan, sir, from past 3 days, he is sharing a very interesting and knowledgeable, insightful, and even thought-provoking thoughts. With good examples too. So on behalf of all the participants and organizers, I express our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. We'll again meet you in the next session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, ready?
I think Shivkumar Jay.
Kumar.
Sir.
You can conclude now.
Thank you.
Yeah. We will meet tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Sudhagar Reddy and Chelaperumal. It is your turn tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Have you got my email, that schedule you got?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, today morning I sent that to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it.
Yeah. Sudhagar Reddy.
Sir.
Yeah. So
we got it. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good.